Hi, hopefully this is streaming quite well, so bear with us because I'm doing this the first time setting up a live feed on multiple cameras using the new software I'm currently using, which is Switcher Studio. So fantastic bit of product. So bear with us. Just get my logo on screen and we'll be good to go. So bear with 1 second. So I just want to make sure we're live streaming first, which we are, I think. Let's just check. Hopefully we are. Hopefully we're live streaming. Hopefully one of you guys will be able to tell me where we definitely are. Out live streaming. So I'll see if we can load the comments and messages. So please do comment through this live stream below because I will be live and I will respond to those as and when they come in as well. So bear with me 1 sec. Be right back. Right, we are actually live now on YouTube. So fantastic. So I'm going to try and keep I'm going to monitor live connection on my Mac itself for any comments and stuff, and I will comment through the video, as I said. So a lot of people's been asking about when I've done a SSD hard drive upgrade. People was moaning and saying, "Why don't you show the cloning process, cloning the hard drive?" And I haven't cloned the hard drive. I don't really clone hard drives. I used to in the past, going back years ago when I was working for networking companies. We used to clone not just single hard drives. We used to clone whole array of drives in a server. We used to clone all that, especially when we were doing a disk array upgrade. It was so easier to clone the whole system, which took hours. Sometimes it would take overnight till the next following day. Then we can then take the hard drives out, bring the server down, put the new drives in it, build the RAID up so it's back to normal, then clone the whole thing back again. And then on the same time expanding the volume. And that used to take, a good day, a whole day. Overnight, we used to do it, bring the server down, and try and get it ready running for the next following day. So it was a long overnight, depending on how much data they had, because it was a lot big data. Then we also plan a few days downtime. It'd be over a weekend. If there wasn't a lot of data to clone, then we would have done it overnight, basically. So yeah, it has some. Most of those were very successful clones. 9 times out of 10 a clone goes wrong, it means it just doesn't clone it to your hard drive you're cloning it to, so you can just go back and retry again. And if it pre-assisted, it'll be used to then reschedule a revisit, go back to the office, do some test runs, find out what the reason and problems were. But then back in them days, we used to have the software from Norton called Ghost, Norton Ghost, because you should be able to boot the servers up on a DOS-based platform with Ghost running, which then allow you to clone the drives without any operating system being booted. So we know we got a proper clean clone of the hard drive. So we're going to show you today how to clone a hard drive on a normal PC. Won't be able to show you of actually taking the drive out and putting it in there and booting from, because I'm very restricted on camera equipment and timing and stuff like that as well. So let's have a look. I'm going to show you what software I'm currently using, and I'll see the process of actually doing it. So hopefully we'll get this right. So bear with us. Let's have a look at the live on my PC, what we're going to be using. So we have it. So we are um, so now this is the PC I've got here. So on here it's we've got OneDrive in the PC itself, which we're going to clone the disk drive to. So what's inside this machine is an SSD drive. It's very small. It's not massive. It has I think it's about 120, 110 gig, 110 gigs, so 120 gig SSD drive, and we're just going to clone it to a normal Seagate 2 TB drive. That's all we're going to do. Just want to show you the process of it and how easy it is to do. So we're going to be cloning from the operating system, so we won't be shutting the cloning system down. I won't be able to show you what we're actually cloning. So what we're going to basically do is, so they're the drives. We're going to clone the C drive to the D drive here. It's only showing a D because it's just mounted as a fat partition. But once they clone it, it'll be an exact copy of the C drive. Back in the days when we used to do a lot of disk drive cloning, especially on Windows, cloning it always worked. There was a lot of fiddling around to do it, especially the boot priorities of drives. Sometimes the partition wasn't active and it didn't boot correctly, and I've always hated cloning. And these days, very much when you put a new hard drive in, it's so much easier to install Windows from scratch. It's such an easy install, and that's one of my what I always do anyway. Reinstall the software, because a lot of times when you're cloning the whole hard drive. So you're bringing all the crap over with it as well. So I like always do fresh installs with hard drive upgrades. Hence why I probably haven't done a cloning hard drive to show you guys. So it's nice to have a fresh install, reinstall those apps you currently use, leave the ones you don't use off, don't install them again, and you've got a clean boot. That's why I always go to stick to that route as well. But the process of cloning drives, so I've got the drive installed. There's different ways you can mount the drive, so you can have drive an external case that you're going to be cloning across to. Then you can swap the drives round. There's different products on the market for docking a drive in to do the cloning process with. And some cases you can buy an actual cloning hard drive. So you put both drives in the same unit, you press a button, it clones it without even having a PC involved, which is probably a nice way of doing it, but they are quite expensive. So the software today, I'm choosing this backup drive. We're only in a trial period because obviously I don't clone drives, so it's easier just literally doing a trial version. So we might have limitations in it, but we basically use this OEMEI backer-upper. That was suggested in some of the stuff I've been researching to see what clone drive software out like. It's got a nice interface. You can use it as a backup type as well: system backup, disk backup, partition backup, file backup, file sync if you wanted to. So there's lots of different options on the software as well. Don't think the software is very expensive. Let's have a look what the software is. So there we go. So it's for backup professional, you're looking at $49.95 for a license. Or if you're a technician and you're using this as a business, then obviously it's $499 for a license. So, and that's Windows. So what do we get under the £49 Windows system? So it covers Windows 10, 8, 8.1, 8, and 7, Vista, and XP. Oh, Vista's still out there though. That's interesting. 2 PC licenses. One license is valid for up to 2 computers. 90 days money back guaranteed. And on the full technician license, so if you are an IT person, this will be great for you. Hopefully you guys will hear my audio because I'm using my earpods as the microphones. If you are, please do let me know in the comments below. Should have said that in the first place. As I'm talking along here, you're not getting no audio. So I'm just gonna check to make sure you see anybody's commenting so far. It's got it. So I'm just going to mute that side. Yeah, so please comment below if you have any questions and we'll go through them as we go anyway. So hopefully people are signing in and watching anyway. So that's the license. So on the technicians, you get Windows 10, same as before on the first one, unlimited PC licenses. One license is valid for all computers with your company. So that's a bit of a saving as well. 90-day money back guaranteed. Image deploy tool. So that's an interesting one. I used to love Ghost on Norton because you used to be able to clone your drives over the fly, over the network basically. So you can have a whole cloning of all your PCs on a network drive, and then if you decided to, let's say for instance one of the hard drives failed, you put a new one in, boot off a disk, and then that would basically deploy down the actual clone disk itself, which is a great way to do it. Because I used to do too. I used to clone your operating system as a clean build, so that just had the basic applications that company used, and I cloned that as a master drive. But I also used some prep tools so that we took away the system ID, because obviously you're talking about network drives, so that when you booted into the clone, it will then restart up as if it's a new installation. So you can then get it into the network, but then the applications are all there waiting, ready to roll, basically. So that was an easy way of doing it. And then I used to then clone the drive after as well. So if customers did leave data on it, you could just do a clone. Keep the master clone as one, because then that's one image for all your machines. So you don't have to keep 25 images. Then back up the drives on a daily schedule using the deployment tool, and you can pull that across and stuff. That's what I used to do quite a lot. So we've got a deployment backup image for multiple computers over the network, and provides chargeable technical services. One license is valid for a single technician. So that's not too bad. So let's have a look at the software. Get rid of these bloody adverts on Windows, therefore. So obviously restore, then we've got the clone feature here, and utilities. Utility includes check image. That checks the data integrity of your backup images. make a bootable rescue media such as CD or USB. Interesting. Centralized backup, central manage backups and restores tasks for multiple clients. Actually, this looks like it's got very much like what Norton used to have in there. So this is quite interesting. I'm going to look at more of this. Merge images and import and export configuration. So there's clone a bit we need. Makes it really simple and easy. So I'm just do a straightforward disk clone. So here shows your partitions, and it should go through a wizard. So this one says select the disk that you wish to clone. So it's going to be disk 1, which is going to be the main drive, which is the SSD drive. Or sorry, it's disk 0. Sorry, disk 0. So that's ones with got 3 partitions there, and the main boot drive there, which is obviously what Windows is held on. This is a I don't know what's that's allocated in. Oh yes, this also has one of these SSD boosters in it, or M.2 stick that boosts the drive performance. That's probably what that drive is sitting there looking there. Then you got the disk 2, which is then what we're going to be cloning to. So highlight the one we want to clone, which is this one at the top here. You know it's the disk 1 because it's always disk 0. And then obviously, you know, sometimes it always has 3 partitions and a 4th one, which is normally the whole entire drive size. And you can highlight it and it will tell you exactly what they are, compatibility size as well. So you know you've definitely got the main drive itself, which is in the machine itself. So click next, and now we'll select the destination disk to clone the source disk 2. So disk 2, which is my 2 terabytes extra fat, but obviously it'll copy exactly what the C drive is. Click next, and it says after performing the operation, existing partitions on the destination disk will be overwritten or deleted. It's just a warning to say the drive you're cloning to, hopefully it'll be a fresh new one. It's just saying it, anything that was on there, it'll get wiped off. So, so don't use a drive you've got data backed onto it that you need. So click yes. And it says here source and destination. There's disk 0 to disk 2. And we've got the file size, so I know it's definitely the right drive, and the destination is definitely the correct drive as well. You can edit partitions on the disk, on the destination disk, which is great. So if you're going from one size to a larger size, and then this gives you options to expand your volumes and stuff. Copy without resizing. Add a usable disk space. I think it's where you can adjust the size. Have a look. I think manually adjust the size. So here you can manually adjust your partition size. So if you wanted to make it bigger, so at the moment it looks like it's going to extend the volume for me. So add on a copy without resizing partitions. You can't turn that off. It's one or the other. Add unusual space to all partitions. Unusual space to all partitions. Manually adjust. So this I can actually shrink. So if I don't want the whole thing, then I can, or go for the whole lot. So it shows the D drive where you're cloning to what the file format's going to be in. So it's the same as the it's NTFS. So D drive will be the exact same. It's going to be a clone. You know what do you expect. So this could be an interesting one actually. I'm just going to leave that on the default. Copy without resizing. We'll see if it goes off. Line partitions optimized for SSD. Sector by sector clone. This is where clone all the sectors, no matter if it's used or not. So even if the sector's blank or it's not, I would leave that off because it's going to only clone the drive that's got data on it. So it's much quicker. Whereas you end up doing sector, it's cloning the whole drive. It could take longer. So let's see how long this takes. It's a live stream, so we're going to see how long it's going to take. So I'm going to start cloning. I need a license key. So I can't. That's a bit awkward. So there you go. Anyway, that'll clone the driver. I might purchase this actually because it could be something I use anyway. So we'll buy that another time. But there you go. So that's straightforward in theory of cloning a hard drive to the D drive. Then that'll go through the cloning process. Once it's completed, then you can then bring the PC down and then swap the disks over, and it should be as simple and easy as that. Hopefully, anyway. But I didn't see that. I thought it was going to give me a trial to allow me to clone the disk itself, or even clone partial of the disks. But that is a straight piece of software. It runs straight from Windows. It's nice and easy. It's not expensive. It's nice and cheap anyway. So yeah. So we're going to talk about. Let me switch over to my other camera, and we're going to talk about a bit on FAQs. The way I back up stuff anyway. So yeah, a bit unexpected that. Cloning a hard drive but not allowing me to actually do it. But it's a straightforward and it's an easy to do. I've cloned drives many times in the past on many occasions with different companies. It's so much easier, especially if you're deploying laptops around the business, or if you're actually in a business and most of your people are laptops. Things can go wrong, especially if they've been taken out of the company. So it's always good to clone the drive. So always think about when you're deploying a backup or cloning, think about the business. Let's say for instance, you've got 15 employees, they all run Windows, which is nice and easy. Try to make sure everybody in your company runs the same version of Windows, which makes life easier. When you have multiple different versions, it means saving lots of different files. Now, if they're all the same spec laptops with the same inside internals, then more than likely you can use one image for all of those anyway. And what I would do is create a working image that runs one version of Windows, and it has the main applications on it. Anytime I clone, I create a clone disk that maybe have 2 or 3 images. If you've got different departments within your company, it runs different software packages. So what I would do is first of all build Windows, install the applications on it, put all the license keys in so they're all ready and active. Um, Set all the drive paths. So if you need to set the drive paths to force people to save on certain network drives, then put those in place. Get all if you need to sort of change the icons and stuff and tidy things up, do that first. Use a tool from Microsoft which allows you then to revert your Windows back if it's a fresh install. Because obviously when you're running Windows 10 on a network, you have to put it into the domain. And the trouble is, if you clone a drive that's already in the domain and trying to blow onto another machine, the server will go, that's already on the network. It creates an issue basically, and you get into all sorts of like weird and wonderful things to clean it up. So it's a lot more problems. If it's going on one single machine, then fine. But it's what this does. It takes the tool back to Windows. Doesn't completely bring Windows back, but takes off the ID for the network, so it brings it back. In theory, it takes out the domain. You can write some scripts that go into some of these tools that says when I reboot my hard drive after I've cloned it back, put it back into the network with these credentials. That's a really win-win situation, and you create one image that will suit all the machines on your network, and it's really easy to do. Once you've got it done once, you don't have to wipe out it. One drive, one image, nice and easy. So if you've got different departments, then you'll need like more than one image. So you're probably looking at image for the different departments depending on the software they've got, then mark them down and they're on your network ready to deploy. And you choose something you can boot from. So if you've got a machine which has no Windows on it, it's got a brand new hard drive in it, something you can deploy a bootable disk that will connect you to the network and push it across. I think this does it. So I might buy the software on here, have a play about of a Windows deployment, and make something up and show you guys how to do it as well. So we will revisit this once I've got purchased a license for, and then we can have a bit of fun with it as well. See what it offers, what we can use it for, and how things are easy to build a nice workable master image as well. The only time you clone a hard drive, if you need every machine cloned with its own unique disk, if you've got different PCs, hardware manufacturer in them, because obviously not the same one will have the same graphics card or the same sound card. The last thing you want to do is blow a clone back onto a PC, boots up, and it starts plug and playing for those hardware components it hasn't got, because 9 times it may not have the driver for the correct display or the sound drive, and you'll be spending far too much IT time trying to correct it. So it's always good to when you're deploying computers, make sure they're all the same manufacturer, same build, same hardware in them, and things like that. Makes life a lot easier as well. Saves you a lot of IT time at the end of the day. But cloning for a PC for home use, just straightforward. It's nice and easy. You don't have to worry about multiple images. Just one image for your machine. If you've got a family with lots of different people, get yourself a backup drive that you can put your images on, because then you can get your kids' machines imaged, because they will mess around. They will install all sorts of crap on it. So build a machine image for them that's nice and clean and tidy, has their games on it, and then hand it over to them, or upload the image, and then hand it over to them. Then if they come back and say, Dad, it's got a virus, it's got this, it's got that on it, it's got all these windows popping up, you can just literally blow that back again on there with no problems at all. So rather than fuss about we're trying to uninstall it and taking things off, running software to scan for all that sorts of crap, you can just literally wipe the drive, reload the image, and then back away they go again. So much more easier and safe to do that. Or it's quicker, saves you time. The last thing you're sitting there in front of your machine. I've done it many times with my kids, hours on end trying to fault something they've installed and say, oh, it's working before, but it's not working now. Pain in the backside otherwise. So cloning for that respect is much easier, and it create your life a lot easier to do that with anyway. So hopefully this was useful. So I'm just going to go and check to see if there's any comments you left so far. If not, I will answer them afterwards. So now I have a quick check on comments. Nothing at the moment, so you've got some thumbs up here. So I'm going to do quite a few more of these lives uh, going forward. So if I don't make a video each week on a Friday, then I will schedule a live stream in there and we'll cover some software, some how-to stuff. So please do leave a comment below exactly what you'd like to see me cover for you as well. I'm going to do some more of these how-to stuff because I'm getting away from what I'm doing. I'm showing, reviewing stuff, but I like to get back to the more like how-to stuff. What software I use, why do I use it, and stuff like that. How I can help you uh, do your PCing better, or your networking, or if you're a company out there, and you're an IT person and you want to know tools to use for specific jobs and stuff, then obviously let me know. Put a comment below, and we can investigate those on a weekly live session. Maybe not be a Monday, it might be another day. So I'm gonna try and find a day, one evening every single week. I can come online at 8 p.m. and do a live stream for you guys. So yeah, so again, I'm going to come offline now, and hopefully this was a good video. If you do, thumbs up, thumbs down if it's not a really good video, and remember to hit that subscribe button right there. That's it. Click on it right now, and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm on live or when a new video goes up. And thanks for guys for all you for watching, and hopefully this has been helpful. Okay, if you find me rabbit on too much, let me know in the comments so I can make sure I don't repeat myself or rabbit on for too long. Create these nice and punchy videos. I learn from you guys what you want to see. So please be open, be nice, don't be rude. Put a comment below, and I will learn from that as well. So I want to grow this channel. I want to do more things. So while we're in lockdown, let's get a lot of nice how-to stuff out there. So if it's something particularly you're after, I'm not quite sure, leave a comment below and we'll get that on next week's live stream from Jax Networks. So see you soon, guys, and thanks for watching.